Hi, the rest of Group 5, do you want to come up and join us?
Just while we're waiting for Group 5, a little note that was left over from the previous session is that Alex Kelly has agreed to take responsibility for overthrowing the patriarchy.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with that.
Must have been
Can we turn the
anticipating
air
hot
conditioning
air.
off?
Okay, let's go. 5 minutes.
Okay, just noting that Elliot is live tweeting from the side of the stage as well as being up here and joining us. We looked at comm strategies and, like ingoing as well as outgoing, and jammed out a whole bunch of different ideas and came up with a few recommendations. One is that Arts Front is a co-produced idea that's been created by a group and that invites contributions. Another is that Arts Front recognises that there are a range of ways to participate and actively seeks to create spaces for both analogue and digital channels of participation. And when we talk about analogue channels, we're talking about, print or postcards or things that are offline. So, like acknowledging that there's a digital space and a in real life space. Arts Front supports, not replicates. We actively seek to partner and resource independent and community-based media with a priority on First Nations and culturally diverse media. We've got the word cowed up there. I just can't edit. And so if there's some murky language in this, I apologise. It just doesn't have an edit function on the website. So I'm moving around, different things. We acknowledge that language is a huge diversity of languages and that they are spoken and embodied. I think that's the full summary of our recommendations. We talked about stuff like, do we get that we could have, there isn't a need for a single brand to share content. There is a need for a single brand to share content. The arts orgs can't share everything. The tension between branded messages and the diverse number of voices. The need for, that ingoing and outgoing responses. There was some really specific stuff around radio and use of radio as a methodology, and particularly Aboriginal and ethnic radio or First Nations radio. I think... and there was also an idea that came up about having people volunteering to be multilingual social media representatives, and people creating a base of people who might be interested in working messaging in multiple languages. Is that it?
Are they infiltrating the mainstream media?
Yeah, and when we talk about that we seek to support and not replicate, it's this idea that there's a whole lot of great independent and community media that exists out there, and that it would be really useful to kind of resource that rather than reinventing the wheel and creating another round of kind of specific things, that we would always look to sort of support the existing media rather than other media. And that it can be two-way, media can be two-way, and I think that community media really shows that. Is that all?
The channels are not only digital.
Yes, yeah, the digital and the analogue that it needs to be in real life, because not everyone's online. And Elliot's going to take responsibility for all of this because he's clearly so capable. But he'd really love a wraparound of different people to support him as well.